Wow. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I got to talk to you guys about the fight I just saw. Triple G, Canelo Alvarez. It was a classic. It was better than the first fight. Let's talk about the fight before I give you my thoughts on it. First off, Canelo did obey. He did respond. He did adjust. He did change his whole game plan, which, I feel that it was a good idea, and it was better for the judges this time. It was better for the fans, especially the Mexican fans, because you had guys like Jose Feliciano, was saying that, hey, Triple G comes forward, a real Mexican never jumps and runs and dances around like that, and like Canelo did, and guess what? He didn't. And just to keep everything clear, Golovkin came out using the jab like I think thought he was going to do, but it was more like round 13. It felt like round 13, and that's exactly what it was on fourth. He was catching Canelo with those jabs. Canelo was finding punches to counter with. I was looking for Canelo to throw the right, follow with the left hook. That's something he was working on camp. If you noticed, he looked no different, okay, than he looked no different than one fight to the next. So, I think vegan works for him. But the jabs were apparent. Gennady Golovkin was able to adjust to those body punches, though. He was able to block them, because he's seen them coming. Because one thing about Canelo Alvarez, he punches in combos. He has counter combos, which are beautiful. I love the explosive way he throws combinations, but they're predictable. So if you see the right, he's going to follow with the left hook. Golovkin was able to counter with his own right uppercut, which he was doing perfectly. And one of those punches split Canelo's eye open. Okay. And in round two, Canelo threw a left hook, caught, and it was a feint. It was a feint right, and he followed with a left hook. It was perfect, and that would cause the abrasion over Triple G's eye. Triple G is known to have thin skin, anyway, so that wasn't any surprise. But Canelo, the cut that opened up in the fourth round, I never seen anything like that on Canelo Alvarez. Maybe Arturo Gatti. He looked like Arturo Gatti. Both of them guys did. It looked like a step closer to Ward versus Gatti than anything else. One thing that Gennady Golovkin did not do, which he said that he was going to do, was go to the body. He didn't do that. I think that was what was missing from his repertoire of weapons. Canelo threw everything. He landed everything. He came forward. He had actually Golovkin fighting similar to the way he was fighting. You know what I'm saying? So Golovkin it looked like Golovkin it took him a while to acclimate to the style, okay, because he had to adjust to that style. Canelo was coming right at him, and he wasn't going anywhere. Mostly guys that come at Golovkin hits them, and those guys back off. This didn't happen in this fight. Canelo has a great beard, but I noticed in the later rounds, like rounds 8 and 9, Golovkin hit him with punches that hurt him. He just couldn't follow up. But that shows you the beard on Canelo. He has great endurance. He was able to take those punches when he got stunned. Golovkin could never hit him with that same shot again. So that was good defense on that. And I got to, of course, the defense was good for Golovkin too, because Golovkin was able to block a lot of those body shots. because the only way that I thought that Canelo could have a knockout is to the body. I thought that he was trying to knock Golovkin out to the body. And, you know, neither one guy could do it. But it shows you something. I think both of these guys, regardless of the politics and everything else behind it, have more respect for each other, maybe, because we really don't know what Golovkin thinks now. You know, it was 114, and it could have been a draw again. But then it was overruled by two other judges, 115, 113. And that was 7 rounds to 5. Okay. So you look at it like it is. I think Golovkin came back and rallied, and it looked like Golovkin was going to go. But Golovkin, like Max Kellerman said, you know what I mean? He went to another level, and he started taking risk, and he had that punching power. And I felt that he hurt Canelo this time. You know, it was subtle. It wasn't just obvious, because, you know, both of these guys knew they had a lot on the line. Okay. So I don't, you know, but you could tell those punches were affecting Canelo. You know what I mean? Canelo was the counter puncher. He was throwing. He was able to do what he wanted to do versus Golovkin doing what he needed to do. Okay, that's the difference. You know, you know, I think now we talked about the physicality of the fights. Let's talk about the other part, the nasty part, the politics of the fight. Guys, I've been telling you about Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. These two guys are too far apart in age. It's out with the old. It's in with the new. Golovkin had fair warning when he got a decision draw. And it was a gift draw. And I'm going to tell you why. Everybody says, no, it's a gift for Canelo because Canelo really lost. Let me tell you something. It was a gift draw for Gennady Golovkin because Gennady Golovkin won that first fight. Okay? But he is the B-side. He doesn't have the machine, the promotions, the money behind him. He's just a fighter from Kazakhstan that knocked people out until he knocked out enough people to get himself in position for a payday like that. However, he was not going to win a decision against Canelo Alvarez. Who else has outpointed Canelo Alvarez? Let's be real. It's only 3 of them, him included. He got a draw and he lost. Islandi Lara, he lost. Okay? In a split decision. Floyd Mayweather, he actually got the win, but he was the A side of the equation. Okay? So the politics that the powers may be benefited him more on that. But Floyd schooled Canelo Alvarez. Okay? And they had to have an investigation because of the shadiness, the sketchiness of the whole scorecards. So it's a trend. Okay? It's a pattern that you must understand. You can't sit here and act like this doesn't happen in the sport of boxing. It happens. It happened tonight. Gennady Golovkin fought a close, tooth-to-nail fight with Canelo Alvarez. Do you think for a second that Golovkin was going to win a decision against him? He should have got out when he had the chance. He should have understood the politics of the game. He trusted them. He trusted the system. And the system failed him. That is what happened in this situation. Okay? Now, this is what we don't want. We don't want Gennady Golovkin to become someone like Sergey Kovalev. Because Sergey, you know, and it looks like he's falling down that same pattern, that same path. Yeah, he felt he should have won. If you were Gennady Golovkin, wouldn't you felt you should have won? The things you done to Canelo Alvarez, you know, the punches that he landed on Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez wasn't out there by himself. I get it. Kovalev, I understood how he should be upset about the Andre Ward first fight. However, it's the way a champion responds. You know, it's the way you approach that type of situation. See, that's the problem with Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin has never lost. This is his first loss. Okay? So he doesn't know how to react to this type of treatment. He doesn't know how to be the loser, you know, and I just don't want him to be like Sergey, because Sergey went foul on everyone. You know what I'm saying? He just, hey, I lost because he thought he won, but he lost because of David John Jackson, an American trainer. If he would have had a Russian trainer, you know, he would have won the fight. You know, the bitterness, you know what I mean? That's what Golovkin doesn't want to dig down that hole, to go down that path of bitterness. Because if he does that, the fans are going to, you know, throw their back. They're going to turn their back on him. You know what I mean? And it's going to be unfortunate because he should have stated how he felt. He shouldn't have left like that, because that just shows a bitter guy. See, even if you're bitter or not, he should be bitter. But that's when the promotion side of selling yourself still remains, when things don't go the way you want them to. But he should have known better. That's what I don't understand about these guys that don't understand, well, oh, I'm going to go in there and knock Canelo out. Okay, what if you don't knock Canelo out? You lost your WBO belt because of Canelo, waiting on a fight for Canelo. Okay? You got the Ring Magazine belt, though, but now you've lost all of them. You know what I'm saying? You lost everything. So the one thing that Golovkin cannot lose at this point is the respect for the fans. Okay? So he needs to at least say something in this press conference. He needs to, you know, hey, I think I won, something. Thank you for the fans. Sorry I let you down. Something to save face. If he doesn't do that, he's going to lose a lot of fans, and Canelo's going to take it all, because guess what Canelo did? Canelo did everything you asked him to do. Canelo came forward. Canelo, you know, did not, quote unquote, run, right? Like Abe Sanchez was complaining about, right? He didn't do any of that. So we don't want him to be like Kovalev, because that affects you mentally. Boxing is a mental sport. You know, we could have a third fight easily. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in his career, being 36 years of age, I want him to have the prestige of someone like Vladimir Klitschko, someone that knows how to take a loss, but know they gave a good effort, but you know that you won in your heart, and that should be enough. Not go back to your locker room, close the doors, and shut everybody out. You know, you have to open up to your fans and let your fans know what's going on with me and my thoughts. Okay? So these are my thoughts on this particular fight. It was a great fight, guys. Classic. You know, bombs over Baghdad, bombs over Vegas. Okay? And it could be a 3. That's if Golovkin is up for it. You know? But again, we got to see what he says. He has to, you know, he has to be accountable to make a statement. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. I've said my thoughts. You tell me yours. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.